What's up, PokerBEASTs? Welcome back to the vlog. Kato here, and today we're playing cards. And it happens to be 8:30 a.m. an early morning session at the 1-3 game. 8-9 of spades is the first hand I get in middle position. Action folds to me. I make it 10. The player to my left folds. The hijack throws in 10, and the cutoff lays out chips, grabs some whites off the top of his stack, and puts out a weird $37 bet. The button decides his hand's good enough to flat call, doesn't want to put in a 4 bet. Action's back on me. I have to invest $27 to win $125. I'm out of position, but my hand's decent enough. I want to see the flop. The dealer scoops in the pot and lays out the flop. Ace high. I have some backdoor equity, but I'm not going to get the chance to realize it because the cutoff isn't messing around and bets 85. And of course, I'm not sticking around in this pot. I'm down right away in this session, spinning my card protector. Get yours in the link in the description below. And I decide I better top off in for 358. Spend a little time folding until about 45 minutes into the session. I pick up my next hand, ace queen offsuit, in middle position, 288 in my stack. Action folds to me. I open it up for 15. The players to my left fold their hands away quickly. It gets to the button. He throws in 15. The blinds get out of the way, and we go heads up again to a flop, out of position again. And it's strike two, another swing and a miss, 10 high. I do have some 10x in my range, ace x of spade, etc. So I'm going to continuation bet 15. And the button calls right away. The turn pairs the bottom card on the board. And I'm going to continue betting, representing ace 10. I make it 30. And the button doesn't call, but he doesn't fold. He decides he wants to put in a raise, but he goes with a min raise. Very interesting bet. I think he would just call with ace 10. He's telling me his pocket sixes or a deuce, but I block his ace deuce suited. There's only two combinations of those. I think he might be trying to pull a fast one on me for cheap, so I make the call. We go to the river, and it's another 10. Another 10. I think I can take advantage of this hand. Even a hand as strong as pocket sixes would be very upset about this river, and I don't think that his range contains any 10s because of his min bet on the turn. I don't think he would do that with ace 10, like I said before, and of course he doesn't have 10-6 or 10-deuce. His range is very narrow. He either has a bluff, pocket sixes, or a deuce, and none of those can stand up to a bet. So I stack out 80 and put 80 in the middle of the pot. I've actually been learning from Solve for Why that in this particular situation where your opponent essentially has a capped range, that you should go with a big overbet because it's almost impossible for them to call. This sizing is going to work though. He folds and I'm scooping the pot, bluffing the bluffer. I'm definitely going to play in a few events at the WSOP like the Mystery $1 Million Bounty, but I want to focus on these vlogs, keeping them consistent, keep pumping them out. A thumbs up really helps with my positive momentum. Thank you so much. And what do we have here? Pocket ace is in the big blind, 351 in my stack. There's been a $7 bet, and then the button 3 bets to 18. The small blind went over the top for 101. Now I have to decide, am I going to call or am I going to go all in? Well, there was a 3 bet at the other end of the table. I don't want to scare him out. I want to get this pot big and juicy. I have faith that my aces are going to hold up, so I just call. And then the button decides he's going to jam his whole stack in. The small blind follows suit right away. I throw my chips in the middle. We're going all in. And this has escalated so quickly. The pot is massive, and I have the golden hand, pocket aces. We just need a clean run out. We just need to hold. 599, safe for me. The pair could only help. A 6 on the turn. And an ace on the river for good measure. Pocket kings is exposed. And then quickly after, pocket queens. My ace is held, and what a dream to get aces out of those 3 hands. Somewhere in a back, dark, unused corner of my heart, 2 little red blood cells burst out of empathy for the kings and the queens. But other than that, I'm feeling great. 833 in my stack. What a beautiful time to pick up aces. And then I get pocket 4s on the button. There's a straddle on the pot. The middle position opens to 20. The hijack makes the call. 20 is a big bet, but there's a straddle, so naturally bets are going to be bigger. I have the button. Let's go hunting for some say-its. Everyone else folds. The flop comes out, and I don't have a set, but I have an open-ended, and I'm holding a lot of the 4s. Action checks to me, and I can't let anyone see a free card. I need to protect my hand. I need to bet my equity. I make it 40. The middle position. The original bettor gets out of the way, but the hijack who decided to check makes a call. Maybe floating. Maybe has a crappy pair. We go to the turn, and it's an ace. Oh, I can see a lot of ace holdings that he would have that he would float with. When he checks to me, I'm just going to see a free card. I check as well. The river comes out at jack, and this time he's betting a small bet, 1 through pot size bet. He makes it 50. This looks like a value bet. Deep in my soul, I think that he hit his ace. Even if he didn't, there's still a lot out there that beats me, so I fold and wait for a better spot. I did leave room for my opponent to exploit me when I checked on the ace. Maybe I should have bet there. What do you guys think about that? I could have fired again, but I would have had to commit a lot of chips, and I did have some showdown value. 2.5 hours into my session, I look down at ace 10 offsuit in the big blind, 749 in my stack. The middle position player opens the action to 15 to small blind defends. I'm going to defend as well. My hand is pretty strong, all things considered. 3 ways to the flop, and it comes 10 high. And the small blind decides to donk out, makes it 30. Of course, I'm going to call top pair top kicker. The middle position isn't going anywhere. 135 in the pot, and the turn is a 3, bringing in some straights, but I'm not too worried about them. And the small blind on the street defers action to me. A little nervous about his holdings, apparently. I'm not going to check behind. I'm actually going to size up and go for a larger amount. I make it 80. The original pre-flop aggressor thinks quite a while before grabbing chips and committing them to the pot. Action's back on the small blind. And he makes the call as well. Didn't expect all of this action. I'm squeezed right in the middle of it. A dangerous place to be. There are a lot of river cards that could make my life miserable. Hoping to avoid them. But I'm not able to. A king comes on the river. Although when I think about it, the only king that I can see showing up on the river after that big turn bet is king 10. And the small blind may have just that because he ships his whole stack in. 87 to go. This is the squeeze I was talking about. If I call this, who knows what the player behind me is going to do? What if he rejams all in? What if he calls with a better hand? It's really hard when you're being squeezed like this. I go back to my logic. The only hand that has a king in it is king 10. I just have to hope that neither of these two players have that. It's only an $87 bet. I'm getting great odds. I have to call 87 to win a whopping 549. After analyzing it, the call's a no-brainer. Luckily, the middle position folds out of the way. We go to showdown. My opponent flips up a 10. I'm probably good, but I can't see a second card. I show my hand. He flips up a jack. My hand is going to be good. It feels great. I think I have just gone over the $1,000 mark, scooping in another decent-sized pot. I do have over $1,000. Trade out 500 reds for greens, slide them into my stack, and look down at 7-6 of hearts in the cutoff. 1,086 chips in front of me. Action folds to me. I open it to 10. The small blind defends. So does the big blind. $30 in the pot. And the flop comes out deuce, deuce, 7. Pair my 7. Likely have the best holding. These guys are in the blinds, though, so anything can go. I'm going to bet my 7. Protect my hand. A lot of higher cards can come out on the turn. Make it difficult to navigate. I make it 25. I get one caller in the small blind. The turn is a queen. We both check. The river is another queen. We both check. He flips up his hand. King 7. Lose a very small pot. Look down at my stack and realize I have kicked butt for only being here for a little bit of time, and I could stick around, try to squeeze out some more profit, or I can just lock this one up, rack up my chips, and take them to the cage, turn them into cold hard cash, and that's exactly what I do. In for 358, out for 1,050 for a profit of 692. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Kato out. On your screen right now, you have two options, two videos, the left video, the right video. They're both fantastic, but the question is, which one are you going to choose? Left, right, left, right? The decision is in your hands.